Postscript. This Vampire Hunter D novel was a first for me. Before it became a book, it was made available as part of a company's digital content. It was intended for cell phone users. While it was being serialized, it didn't receive any feedback at all from readers through the persons overseeing it. So I had no idea whether or not it was popular, as I just kept on writing. It may be because of the medium that it ended up being over 500 handwritten pages in length. Time marches on, and now when a book comes out in paper form, an electronic version is sure to be released simultaneously. In the American market, the Vampire Hunter D books are also released in two forms, and though I love paper books, unfortunately, the electronic version performs far better. Going down to the bookstore and not only finding the volume you were looking for, but also flipping through books and magazines of other genres was a pleasant way to while away the time. But I suppose that era has passed. Press a single key on your PC, and whatever you want will arrive the next day. Compared to the convenience of that, a round trip to the bookstore may seem bothersome and irrational, but I kind of miss it. Due to the way it was produced, D, Throng of Heretics, put me into a different flow of writing. Tracing back through my faint memories, I recall that the set number of lines each time wasn't that great, of course. However, I wrote every single day, without a break. Until I finally had it done. I would send them a few days' work at a time, during which time I'd work on other writing. But since the volume wasn't all that great, I'd quickly forget about the next batch, and then the next few days would fly by. Normally, I just read a new book from start to finish, so some days I can do dozens of pages, and other times I'll go 10 days and only get a single page done. But it doesn't matter as long as I make the deadline. However, when every day was a deadline, there were times I'd realize I had only 1 hour left. And depending on my physical condition or my mood that day, the book could be completely different. Since I was in a position where I absolutely had to write a few pages every day. While writing D, Throng of Heretics, I felt that something was chasing after me. As I recall, I somehow managed to finish on Shirtwall. I suppose I should have shouted, "Hooray!" I haven't had an experience like it since. But after years of writing novels the same way, I sometimes miss the way I worked on D, Throng of Heretics. Hideyuki Kikuchi, April 18, 2016. In the middle of the night, while watching Vampire Hunter D on DVD.